When we hear the phrase champions of change, we often picture something dramatic, groundbreaking discoveries, or revolutionary treatments. But change rarely ever introduces itself in that way. Sometimes change walks quietly into a HOSA competition. Sometimes it sits at a desk with a book labeled Medical Terminology. This raises the question, what really makes a champion of change? Hi, my name's Sam Powers. I'm a junior at Great Plains Lutheran High School. At the beginning of this year, oncology was just a vocabulary word. Metastasize was something I had to spell correctly. And prognosis was a multiple choice answer. We studied prefixes and suffixes and learned to speak a language designed to heal. But here's the thing about healthcare. These words, they're not just terminology. They're life. HOSA teaches us technical skill. It trains us to think critically. It prepares us for certifications, competitions, and careers. But even more than that, HOSA shapes how we react when change arrives. Because it inevitably will. Healthcare is built on change. And change is the pulse of medicine. But change is not always easy. It doesn't always ask if we're ready. Sometimes it tests whether or not we are. We say we want to make a difference. We say we want to be impactful on people's lives. But being a champion of change means something so much deeper than that. It means stopping a room when it feels like it's spinning. It means translating knowledge into understanding when only seconds matter. And then, one day, change stopped being theoretical. For me. This year, my mom was diagnosed with cancer. There was no warning sign. No dramatic soundtrack. Just a doctor's voice explaining pathology reports and research plans. Words I had studied. Words I had written in my notebook. Suddenly, oncology wasn't just a definition. It was the hallway we were walking down. Metastasize was no longer just a multiple choice answer. It was reality. In one moment, I went from student to son. Medical terminology became the language of our life. And here's what I realized. Champions of change are not just the researchers in the labs. They're the students that decide to keep going, even when it becomes personal. They're the future nurses that will sit beside my mother and help explain what comes next. And they're the doctors that realize behind every single patient is somebody's entire world. Change can shock you. It can knock the air out of your lungs. But it can also reveal who you are becoming. My mom's diagnosis didn't make me drop my medical terminology class. It anchored me to it. Champions of change are forged into moments just like that. But the greatest change we will ever create is not just in medicine. It's in the people. So today, I don't just stand in front of you as a HOSA competitor. I stand in front of you as somebody who has seen how quickly life can change. The son of a patient. And I choose. We all choose to be ready. Now I'd like to end by asking you all once again, what makes a champion of change? But remember, change starts here. Thank you all.